Thank you. It's going to be a good show today, so let's get it going by answering the question, what is Josh drinking? And on the show today, I'm drinking none other than good old Mountain Dew. Refreshing. So let's go ahead and talk about the show today. According to our friends at holidayinsights.com, not only is April 15th tax day, it's also National That Sucks Day. So you know we're going to be looking at a lot of sucking. But not in the good way. And side note fun fact, because April 15th lands on a Saturday, you have a couple more days to do your taxes. You have until now the 17th, Monday, which, according to our friends at holidayinsights.com, and what we're going to honor next week, is National Blah 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 Day. Don't know how I'm going to work it into the show because, well, that's what most people get out of the show is blah, blah, blah. Anyway, let's go ahead and start the rundown. Here's what happened in my life this week. I'm just going to tell you what the new desk decoration is. Because I still don't have it. I'm starting to get upset by it. But I was listening to Party Live Line with Mason Kelter, and he's an amazing DJ. Please, if you don't listen to it, check liveline.com to see if he's in your area, and you can get it on your radio, or I'm sure on iHeart or something like that. Anyway, and I won another contest. He said, let me know which ones you have, so I don't send you a duplicate, which is the picture that I sent. I told you guys I sent last week. And then, so I resent everything without a picture this time, and I still don't have it. So maybe it's just delayed. I asked for a specific one that I'm not going to get into right now. I'm going to wait to see which one I get to tell you that story. But anyway, so maybe that's what the holdup is. I don't know. But I'm not going to annoy you with it, Mason. If I don't get it, don't get it, I guess. Anyway, moving right along, a huge shout out and a big thank you to my sister Betty Sue. We had an amazing evening the other night. Two of her friends and myself went out to dinner, and then we went to see the new Chelsea Handler stand-up tour, Little Big Bitch, or Big Little Bitch, I can't remember. Regardless, it was hilarious, and you need to check out chelseahandler.com, see if she's coming to your area. And if she is, check it out. It's hilarious. It's about her life growing up and being the youngest of 6 kids and how she started her own businesses because she was tired of being poor. Just, you have to check it out. It's hilarious. I don't want to give anything away, but it's hilarious. So thank you, Betty Sue. We need to do that more often. I promise I will be a better brother. I guess is the problem. I don't know. Anyway, so let's get into the news. I'm not sure if you heard about this story, but this guy is Jake Teixeira, and he likes to share classified documents. That is right. He has been arrested by the government for espionage. He was trying to show off to his gaming network, or his gaming community, which is just a small group of people apparently, and wanted to show off his clearance that he had at the Pentagon, so he started leaking classified documents just to show people, hey, this is what I have access to. It turns out he's an IT specialist, which is why he had the clearance that he had. He's 21 years old, worked for the National Guard, Air National Guard, or formerly of the Air National Guard. Yeah, so he's in a bit of trouble. A little bit of trouble. A new study out finds that 44% of people single people, I should say they do not think they will find the one. I kind of want to say that number's a little high. Because, I mean, back in my day, I could understand that. But nowadays, you can talk to people all over the world, literally. Which is an opportunity we didn't have back then. Not to mention, when you were growing up, you got married right out of high school. You started having kids right away. People aren't doing that now. They're waiting a little bit to get married. They're waiting a little bit to start their family. I think it gives us more access to be able to find the one. But on the flip side of that, I can understand how it could be in the 30, that percentage may be in the 30s, because people, now that we have the capability of talking to literally anyone in the world, people are are really critical of, hey, he's got a big mole, or hey, her boobs are too small, or her big toes crooked, or, you know, stuff like that turn people off. And maybe because of that stuff, you're saying no to the one because you're looking at the looks online as versus getting to know them first. I don't know. Anyway, but I do think that number is just a little bit lower, maybe 34%, but I don't think it should be that high. Anyway, whatever. I personally never use these next things in the next story, but according to the FBI, they're warning you against using public charging stations. So consider this a PSA. Apparently, it gives wherever the charging station is, it gives that location access to your device. Whether it be your iPad, iPhone, tablet, Android, whatever. I've never used these things. I never liked them because they only have like a 6-inch charging cord. And so either you have to like stand up by it like this using your phone while it's charging, or charge it and then go sit back across the room and make sure no one else takes it. I mean, it's just, I've never trusted these things. I've personally never used them, but apparently there's good reason because now the FBI is warning you not to use them. Here's an interesting story. This is Victoria Johnson. I don't know how many of you guys remember her. She used to be on Saturday Night Live a long time ago. She was recently criticized for a quote-unquote speech or spiel or whatever, rant, whatever you want to call it, at her local city council meeting when they were discussing whether or not that they should have a Pride Festival this year. And she got up in front of the microphone during the community comments and said, to the effect of, God hates homosexuality, God hates fornication, God hates sex, God hates pride. First of all, I guarantee you have sex. So don't sit there and tell us not to have sex because God hates it. You are probably having sex. So don't go there, unless you're a nun. She also said... she also cited Proverbs chapter 11, verse 12, and chapter 16, verse 18. And to me, that just doesn't match what she was trying to say. She ended her little spiel, rant, soapbox, whatever, stating that the new generation should, quote, not be brainwashed, end quote. If turning someone gay was as easy as brainwashing them, flipping a switch, or snapping your fingers, Producer Man and I would be married a long time ago. Or Charlie Puth and I would be married a long time ago. I mean, honey, stop. You are a thespian. You come from the acting community. Do you realize how many kids in drama club are gay? And are openly gay about it now because it's so accepted? Probably not in your generation because it wasn't openly discussed. It wasn't so open. If you were gay, you were insane and you got put into a mental institution or you went to a gay conversion therapy. I mean, it was just... you're insane, lady. You're insane. Anyway. And finally, I think this story is kind of interesting. It has a weird little twist on the end. So this lady, African-American lady named Karen Ivory, went into Walmart, got over $1,000 worth of groceries, went up through the checkout, called over the manager, told the manager that Walmart was paying for her groceries because of, and I quote, her slave reparations, end quote. Walmart never owned slaves. What are you on? And can I have some? I don't know why in the God's green earth you would think Walmart owed you because your ancestors were slaves. Walmart? The other question that begs to be asked is, sorry, I have something, my eye's itchy. The other question that begs to be asked is, why in the hell are you getting $1,000 worth of groceries? Seriously? Good Lord, Gladys. Anyway, so the manager started saying no to her. And the lady started getting hostile toward the manager. The manager called security. Security came over. She started getting hostile toward the security and was all in his face. And I don't want to say attacking, but like walking him back into his office, if that makes sense, because she was so aggressive to him. that he punched her in the face. Just hauled off and socked her. Police were called, and they found that the security guard was in the right because he felt threatened, and that punching her was self-defense. The lady was cited $110 and spent a night in jail. You can't just have whatever you want, honey. Sorry. If that were the case, again, Charlie Puth or Producer Man and I would be married, maybe all three of us. I don't know. I have a huge thing for Charlie Puth. Just thought I'd let you know. Anyway, people think it's insane, but I love his little eyebrow thing. I don't know what it is. Anyway, moving right along. Get off that topic and open my inbox and let's read some viewer emails. Here we go. Are you a good driver? Well, Producer Man makes fun of me because he says that I drive like an 80-year-old woman. But I have to say, driving like an 80-year-old woman, I've never gotten a speeding ticket. The only kind of tickets I've gotten are brake light out or like not having my insurance card with me. That was dismissed as soon as I went to court. And I've been in 3 accidents. One of them was my fault. I was turning right at a stoplight, and the lady in front of me, I saw her kind of go. I thought she was going, but she was just creeping up. So I turned, hit the gas, and ran into her. Totally my fault. Another accident I had, I slammed on my brakes at a stop sign, hit a patch of ice, and slid into another car. And then the other one was the other person's fault. So, I mean, I'm not reckless when I drive. And I have a lot of anxieties about driving, so I try to drive more cautiously, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Would you marry Producer Man if he were gay? Yes and no. No offense. If he were gay when we met the way we met, yeah, I think we'd be together. However, if he were to come to me tomorrow and say, I'm divorcing my wife and let's be together, I would say no. No offense, because we're too good of friends at this point, that I would rather have him in my life as a friend only than not have him in my life because of a messy breakup. So, and I'll admit I have dated someone who, we dated for like 2 weeks and then just in a normal conversation figured out like, I think we're just acting more friendly here than anything. And to this day, we talk at least once, and that was back when I was 22, so 18 years ago, and we still talk at least once a month, whether it's a hey, how you texting each other, hey, thinking about you, or calling each other on the phone. We still talk. So, do you have any strange OCD habits? Yeah, one of the biggest ones I have that's kind of a pain in the butt is that I have to turn my volume up in increments of 5. If, let's say, it's on the TV or in the car and the numbers aren't there, I have to turn the knob or hit the button 5 times. And then, sorry, it's really windy and it just caught my attention. Sorry. And then the other thing is like, even though I'm colorblind, if I'm eating like M&Ms, I know blue, yellow, and the black ones. And then I try to guess on the other ones, but I eat them by color. Like I'll take a handful and I have to eat them. If I have 5 of one color, 3 of the rest, I have to eat them like in order from most to least. It's so weird. There's some times where I have orange ones with the red ones, or yeah. Producer Man's like, what are you doing? And I'm sitting here like sorting my M&Ms. Here's the next one. Producer Man is making the show amazing. Love the banter you two have. Thank you. And finally, tell Taser she's a star. Baby girl, you're a star. She's sleeping. I'll tell her when she wakes up. But thank you for the emails. If you have a question or something you'd like to tell me and share on the show, there's my email address, shittalking20@gmail.com. I will put it up at the end of the show like I always do. So let's go ahead and get into the show. And the first thing we're going to discuss about that sucks is when you see a sign that's not quite right. That's right. It's time for more store sign fails in this week's edition of Oops. So this first one I don't understand. Because unless you were to tape it on the floor and it's supposed to point like straight ahead, why in the hell does it say wet floor with an arrow pointing to the ceiling? Last time I checked, the floor wasn't up. Maybe I'm not the smartest brightest bulb in the box. I'm not as dumb as a box of hair, though. Here's the next one. Here's your produce prices for you, people. Spring onions, $2.95. Malachi, $2.75. Fresh herpes, 95 cents. So if you want herpes that bad, this store can give you a deal. Here's the next one. I wonder what's in aisle 5. Asian food? Just guessing. That's because I'm psychic. Here's the next one. Now, this is a gas station that a lot of people that have road rage go to. And there's a lot of brawls in it all the time. Because it's called Road Anchor. Here's the next one. Now, I don't mean to be offensive when I show you this one. I think it's just really kind of funny. Just go with the flow, people. It's not meant to be offensive. If it is, I apologize. This is a fun show. But the sign says, "Own the school year like a hero." And it's over the display for rifles. Those are some Republicans pushing their agenda. Just saying. Here's the next one. I am trying to figure out what this actually says because of the burnt out light bulbs. But it currently says hot organ. No idea what it means. No idea what it's supposed to say. If you know what that's supposed to say, please let me know. I'm really kind of curious what kind of a business Hot Organs is. Anyway. The sign above the display says dinner at home, just the two of us, but it's over a display of dog food. Here's the next one. You guys know I'm all about bargains. I love to bargain hunt. When I go shopping, it's mostly at a Goodwill or something like that. Even though I really don't go to Goodwill because the CEO makes more than anybody can imagine, and it's supposed to be a non-for-profit. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, so I go directly to the sale rack, to the clearance items. And you know what? I don't like this deal. Formerly, the price was $15. Now the price is $20. In a sale, the price is supposed to go down. Here's the next one. I don't have a need for them. But if you guys are in the market for this, $9.99 and up for hose. So if you want some hose, $9.99. Is that a good price? I don't know. Here's the next one, and the final one. If you guys are in the market for breast augmentations, I don't know whether they loan you the money to get the breast augmentation or if they loan you the breasts. Because it's a business called Tit Loan. Do they loan you the tits or the money for the tits? Anyway. The next thing that sucks that we're going to talk about is when you get a sucky handyman. That's right. It's time for more handyman DIY fails in this week's edition of What's Wrong Here? Here's the first one. I would want to say that maybe you should have weighed the hot tub before you put it on the patio. Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not the brightest bulb in the box. Not the sharpest knife in the drawer. I promise to come up with a new one of those every episode now. Not the brightest crayon. The wheel's spinning, but the hamster's dead. Here's the next one. This happened to... This isn't the picture that my friend sent me, but my friend was telling me the story. It was not Producer Man. So Producer Man's telling me this story, and his wife is going to kill me for telling this. But this picture reminds me of this story. So he's like, we just moved into that. They had built their house when they got married, and they were getting some decorations or something out of the attic. She was doing it for the first time, and he's like, "Honey, just don't forget, step on the beams. Don't step on the blue board." And she's like, "Okay, whatever." Well, a couple minutes later, he hears a rustle, and this isn't the picture of her, but this is what happened. She later then admitted she didn't know what blue board was, and so she didn't know what to stay away from. Oh, she's never inviting me over for dinner again. Now, this next one, I don't understand if this is like an apartment building and it's inside wall to inside wall, if it's outside wall to inside wall. Regardless, why in the hell is your drill bit that long? That it goes through the entire wall and the neighbor's furnace, or your furnace. Really? I don't think anyone would ever need a drill bit that long. But I'm not, again, not the sharpest ice skate on the ice. Anyway, here's the next one. I would love to see the agility and the flexibility of someone that can use this urinal. Because gravity works downward. So in other words, you'd have to more or less be upside down in order to pee in the urinal after climbing up like that. Sorry, that was Taser. She snores. It wakes me up sometimes. Anyway, here's the next one. Now, this one took me a minute. I'm sitting here. I'm like, what the hell? And then I realized what it is. Look at the bottom right window. Even the one above it is a little crooked. If the window of light was in my apartment was like that, I would not trust that wall. Here's the next one. I can picture this conversation. Honey, have you seen my car jack? I'm going to change my tire. No, darling, I haven't seen it. The last time I saw it was when you were raising the stairs. Really? You think that's stable? Just to leave there? Really? Here's the next one. Here's another toilet that I just don't understand. Like, how can anyone sit on that? Do you crawl up there and, like, hunch yourself against the wall and just let it go? I don't get it. Here's the next one. I have always heard, and like I said, not the brightest crayon in the drawer. But I have always heard that the quickest way to between point A and point B is a straight line. Definitely not this. Here's the next one. Why? Just why do you need a door even that thin? Just, it doesn't make sense. Literally nothing can fit in there besides like brooms and stuff. But why would you put a door there? Like, it just doesn't... Why? And finally, here's another toilet I don't want to use either of any of those, especially the urinal to the right, because you're literally going to have your butt in someone's face as they're pooping while you're peeing. I mean, some people might like that. I don't. I personally don't like that. You know, another thing that I find that sucks is when your child, or in my case, my dog, misbehaves. And so I thought it would be fun in this segment, or in this episode, to look at some pet shames. Some hilarious pet shaming in this week's edition of Possibly Adorable. That's right, everybody. We're going to take a look at some pet shaming. Give me just a moment to flip over to a different screen because it works better this way. There we go. Okay, so here's the first one. I sneak into the house of the Buddhist neighbors and eat their offerings to Buddha. Well, hey, at least you know it's blessed food. Here's the next one. I try to get lucky every night. I'm lucky. Here's the next one. I chewed the face off the stuffed elephant. That dog looks so sad, looking with his head through that elephant. And I have to say, it kind of looks like my dog. Anyway, here's the next one. My name is Biscuit. I ate a large tube of Vaseline. Now I have to wear a doggy diaper because I'm drooling Vaseline out of my butt. Here's the next one. I had breakfast 2 times a day for 4 days straight because I didn't tell my dog sitter that I had already eaten. Why does the dog have to tell them? You realize dogs can't talk, right? So why is the dog getting in trouble for that? Here's the next one. I escaped my yard so I could climb the neighbor's porch and bark at her through the screen door while she taught a piano lesson to a child. Or she could have shut her door. Here's the next one. If I can hit the button. I peed on his bed. I ate her kale. Begs the question, which one was the revenge? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Here's the next one. I eat the eyes out of all of my stuffed animals because I don't like when they stare at me. I have to agree with that damn dog. I do. Porcelain dolls give me the heebie-jeebies. Porcelain dolls and robots and technology are going to take over the world one of these days. And it's going to be the porcelain dolls that are going to be the queen bitches, and their eyes follow you. They're creepy as hell. How can anyone think they're cute when they look like the devil? Hello, there's already been a murder, like a thriller movie about a killer doll. Anyway, here's the next one. Oh, nope, that's the same one. I poop at the bottom of a kid's slide. Yeah, and cats poop in a sandbox. Why is the dog getting in trouble? Come off it. And finally, I stole a cheesecake from someone in a wheelchair, and my mom had to scrape it out of my mouth with her hands. I don't like cheesecake, so I can't stand with that dog, but... ugh. Some people these days. Anyway, well, that will do it for the show this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Don't forget, next week we are honoring Blah 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 Day. Blah blah blah. Probably going to be a normal show because blah 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 is what people get out of this show anyway. Excuse me. If you think there's something funny I should see on sharing the show, be sure to send it to me. There's the show email address, or if you have a question you want me to address during my future emails. Also, my TikTok, be sure to follow me. I'm going to post a new Taser Versus soon. I'm trying to teach her a new trick, and it's not going well. Also, follow me on Twitter. I'm becoming more active on there because what better way to yell at Republicans? Also, while you have a second, please like, subscribe, comment below, and get the notifications anytime I post one of my episodes, which is basically every Sunday or Monday. But you never know, so get the notifications to let you know when. And a reminder, next week, blah, blah, blah day. What else? Hopefully I'll have the desk decoration. We'll find out. Drink more Mountain Dew. Oh, and fun fact. After this episode, there's 3 left this season. Where did this season go? It feels like I just started it. Like, I sat down, producer man and I sat down to do this episode. I'm like, dear Lord, I can't wait until I can just get a break and not have to worry about this. We have so many episodes to go. And he looks at me and he goes, we have 3. So, whatever. And he also made me. He also pointed out in the contract that I signed live on air that I didn't read, that for the next 2 years, when we do my birthday episode, it's going to be another mystery birthday episode. I will have no idea what's going on. Moral of the story is read a contract before signing it. And it's not just a little skit that I do in a show. Anyway. Please, everybody, please stay safe, stay healthy, stop the hate, and remember, until next week, everybody, that's all I'm saying.